Sandra Allen, and I will be giving you a summary on the chapter that I chose, which is Chapter 3, Foundations of Individual Behavior. I'm just going to get my notes together here so that I'll make sure that I give you a good, clear, and concise summary. Okay, let's go to our first slide. So within an organization, there should be a great importance for management to understand their employees. Basically, doing this would require a psychological contract. The contract, which is what the employees expect in regards to what they bring to the organization, as well as what the employer will give them in return. And we look at things that the individual will contribute, such as effort, ability, loyalty, skills, time, and of course, competency. And then the inducements from the organization would be, of course, pay, job security, benefits, career opportunities, status, and then promotion potential. Our next slide. Organizations work to achieve a person-to-job fit, but the process has complications due to the fact that people differ. So when we look at a person-job fit, the employees' contributions, if they match the inducements that the organization offers. And then of course there are individual differences, personal attributes that vary from one person to another, either psychological or emotional. Personalities are stable sets of psychological and behavior attributes that distinguishes one person from another, or separates one person from another. Of these, there is the big 5 personality traits, which a lot of companies look at, and these 5 personality traits are agreeable, conscientiousness, neuroticism, extroversion, and openness. Agreeable being someone who is easily get along with. Agreeable. A conscientiousness means that a person who sets goals, and they don't have like a whole lot of goals, a big array of goals all over, because those who do that tend to don't do as well as those who have a set of goals. They seem more controlled. And then we have neuroticism. Those who are more neurotic in their personality, they don't seem to get along, do as well, because they're often emotional, they're depressed, or angry, or they have increased anxiety, things like that. And then extroversion, being an extrovert, meaning that you're able to have relationships with people, you're what I consider to be a people person, and talking to people and connecting with people become easy to you. These type of people are good in sales and marketing. And then there's openness. If someone who is open, they're willing to listen, and sometimes with new information, they're able to change their mind. Whereas someone on the other end of the spectrum is not so willing to do that. Our next slide. Other sites into personality traits are the Myers-Briggs dimensions, and then the emotional intelligence. Myers-Briggs dimensions, it is a test that a lot of organizations will use basically to test someone's personality, to see how well they do. And then emotional intelligence is sort of like the IQ test, where they test the emotional aspect of a person. Then other personality traits are locus of control, self-efficiency, authoritism, Machiavellianism, self-esteem, and risk propensity. Our next slide is attitudes in organizations. Attitudes in organizations will start with knowledge of a person or cognition. A knowledge that a person has about something based on perceptions of truth and reality. And then effect, or how someone feels towards something, his or her feelings. And then similar to emotion, it is something over which we have little or no conscious control. Lastly will be behavior intention. It guides a person's behavior, and some corresponding intentions are much more central and significant to an individual than others. Also, important work-related attitudes are job satisfaction, dissatisfaction, and organizational commitment. Employees' moods, which are negative or positive, also affect how the organization's attitudes work. Our next slide subtitle is Perceptions in Organizations. The set of processes by which an individual becomes aware of and interprets information about type, environment, and is another important element of workplace behavior. Two of these are selective perception and stereotyping. With selective perception, the manager screens out information that's uncomfortable with or that contradicts their beliefs. And in stereotyping, categorizing or labeling of people on the basis of a single attribute. Stereotyping can be good, it can be bad. In that, for example, if a manager was hiring for a communications position and they only selected applications or resumes that show that someone had a degree in communications or experience only in communications, they would only pull those particular applications. Our next slide is behaviors in the workplace. Behaviors are either performance behaviors or dysfunctional behaviors. The performance behaviors are a total set of work-related behaviors that the organization expects the individual to display. For instance, punctuality, coming to work on time, being able to get the job done, being able to excel in their position. It's sometimes diverse and difficult to access. Dysfunctional behaviors would be those that distract from rather than contribute to the behavior. It could be absenteeism, not being at work. It could be turnovers, where a job is always having to hire for that particular position because the retention is not very well in that position. And then theft, sabotage, or violence in the workplace. Organizational citizenship entails behaviors that make a positive overall contribution to the organization. I hope you enjoyed my summary of Foundations of Individual Behavior, Chapter 3, Communication 622. I'm Sandra Allen. Thank you.